Okay, guys, we're going to study the second principle of journalism, of journalistic writing. Last week we studied headlines and how to write great headlines that capture the reader's attention. The next most important thing in writing a news story is writing a great lead. And it's probably the most difficult part of writing a news story, is writing a lead. A lead captures the reader's attention, and like I said, it's important to write a great lead paragraph. We're looking at this type of writing. We've studied essays, we've studied how to write term papers, how to write poetry, basic business correspondence. This is just another writing skill that we are studying so that we are within our past requirements. We're also going to study, proofreading and editing according to the AP, that's the Associated Press style of writing. It's a little bit different than the writing that you're used to. Writing news is a lot different than what you guys are used to. It's totally different than writing an essay or writing a term paper. And the reason is you have to capture the reader's attention quick. It's just the facts, ma'am. And it's really easier said than done. It's a very difficult task, but I bet you guys can do it. Let's look at this. Writing for journalism is very different than other types of writing. We've said that. The lead is your first impression. What you read in that lead is your first impression of that story, because a lot of times people don't read any further than that. The lead should be very concise, and like I said, it's sometimes the only part of the story that the reader will read. If you want the reader to read your entire story, you need to have a great lead and a great headline that captures their attention and keeps them wanting more. Think about you guys on your iPhones, your iPads, and reading through Facebook and Twitter. All you read is that 148 characters, that one little sentence or two, and then you're on. You moved on to the next thing. That's how most of society is. And so people who read their newspapers or read their news online, they're typically reading the headlines in that first paragraph. That's it. Everybody, they mostly think that they've got all the information and they can move on. That's what journalistic writing is all about. You have to get the reader's attention, and then they move on most of the time. Okay? All right, where to begin? After you complete your interview and your information gathering. We talked about that last week, about interviewing skills and having multiple credible sources. We went into that in pretty great detail. Now it's time to write your lead. You've already written your headline. And you always want to remember the 5 W's and the H, and I think we talked about that a little before, but let's talk about it again. What are the 5 W's? Give me one. That's right. Who? Okay, another one. What? That's right. When? Where? And what's the 5th W? That's right. Why? Okay, what's the H? Does anyone know the H? The H is how. Now let me tell you, a lot of times what's going to happen is the who, what, when, where. That's in that first lead paragraph. The how and the why is answered in the next paragraphs. Okay? So you can have the why and the how in the lead. Most of the time that's not how it happens. Your key pieces of information that make up that lead are right here. The who, what, when, where. Okay, so let's move on to the next. Let's move on to the next slide. Okay, 2 types of leads. 2 types of leads. Standard lead, they call that a hard lead in journalism, and the creative lead. We're not going to talk about the creative lead. That's more for like lifestyle stories and entertainment stories, blogging. Those are the type of stories you're going to see more of a soft lead. It's not going to be the hard impact information. That typically is the standard lead, okay? The standard lead basics. Standard leads summarize the facts as usual, and including key pieces of information. It's concise, it's to the point, it's factual, and it is, like we said before, the most common type of lead. Let's see if this thing will come down here for me. It going to have to move on down over here. Okay. Here we go. Why does a news story need a strong lead paragraph? We're probably beating a dead horse, but here we go. It cites pertinent information. Who wants to come up here and touch the Smartboard? Okay, come on up. It captures readers' attention, and it includes the who, what, when, where, why, and how. Okay. We're going to look at this article right here. This is in the New York Times. It has the headline and the lead right here. And we're going to take a look. We've got, right here is the headline, legislators in Connecticut agree with broad new gun laws. And then you'll see this next paragraph is the lead. And this has the writer's name right here. That's the byline. And then this is that's the lead paragraph. We're going to look at it in the next slide, guys. Okay. Okay, who wants to come up? Okay, come on up. Okay, so let's take a look. This is that article. It's that lead sentence. More than 3 months after the massacre of 26 people at Sandy Hook Elementary School in Newtown, Connecticut, state legislative leaders announced on Monday that they had agreed on what they called the most far-reaching gun legislation package in the country. Okay, so where's the who, where's the what, where's the when, and who wants to come up here and show me? Okay, come on up. All right, so first things first, more than 3 months. What is this? Oh, there we go, when. There's the when. More than 3 months is your when. Who? The who is state legislative leaders. That makes sense? What is they announced, or the legislative leaders announced on Monday that they had agreed to what they called the most far-reaching gun legislative package in the country. And the where is Sandy Hook Elementary School. So when? More than 3 months. Who? State legislative leaders. Where? In Sandy Hook Elementary in Newtown. And what? The most far-reaching gun legislative package in the nation. Okay? Here's another one. Who wants to come up and fill this out for me? Okay, very good. So let's take a look. A food service company. What's that going to be? That's going to be, that's right, the who. The who. A food service company spokesman said Friday, and that's a when, right? Because it's Friday, right? When? When did that happen? It happened on Friday. That four employees, after about 24 students at Massachusetts Middle School, so where? Massachusetts Middle School. And then this would be the what, right? Okay, so food service employee spokesman said Friday that it had fired its 4 employees after about 24 students at Massachusetts Middle School were denied lunches. Oh, I'm sorry, this is what, yeah, this is what. So they were denied lunches. That's what happened. Is that making any sense at all? Yeah? Okay, last slide here, I think.